The American landscape is under assault by an administration that cares only about themselves. Working behind closed doors, they are strategically undermining environmental protections that have been in place for decades and getting away with it, in practices of secrecy, in deeds of greed, in acts of violence that are causing pain. Like many, I have compartmentalized my state of mind in order to survive. Like most, I have compartmentalized my state of Utah. It is a violence hidden that we all share. This is the fallout that has entered our bodies. Nuclear bombs tested in the desert. Boom. These are uranium tailings left on the edges of our towns where children play. Boom. These are war games played and nerve gas stored in the West Desert. Boom. These are the oil and gas lines, frac lines, from Vernal to Bonanza in the Uinta Basin. Boom. This is Aneth and Montezuma Creek, the oil patches on Indian lands. Boom. Gut bear's ears. Boom. Cut Grand Staircase Escalante in half. Boom. And every other wild place that is easier for me to defend than my own people and species. Boom. The coal and copper mines I watched expand as a child. Huntington and Kennecott. Boom. The oil refineries that foul the air and blacken our lungs in Salt Lake City. Boom. And the latest scar on the landscape, the tar sands mine in the Book Cliffs, closed, now hidden, simply by its remoteness. Boom. Add the Cisco Desert, where trains stop to settle the radioactive waste they carry on to Blanding. Boom. Move the uranium tailings from Moab to Crescent Junction, then bury it still hot in the alkaline desert, out of sight, out of mind. Boom. See the traces of human indignities in the sands near Topaz Mountain left by the Japanese internment camps. Boom. President Donald J. Trump will try to eviscerate Bear's Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante monuments with his pen and poisonous policies. He will stand tall with other white men who for generations have exhumed, looted, and profited from the graves of the ancient ones. They will tell you Bear's Ears belongs to them. Boom. Consider Senator Orrin Hatch's words regarding the Bear's Ears Intertribal Coalition's support of the Bear's Ears National Monument. Quote, "The Indians, they don't fully understand the lot of the things that they are currently taking for granted on those lands that they won't be able to do if it's made clearly into a monument or a wilderness." Unquote. They just don't understand. And when he was asked to give examples by a reporter, the senator said, "Just take my word for it." This is a story, a patronizing story, a condescending story. I see politicians and Mormons discounting the tribes once again, calling them, quote, Lamanites, unquote, the rebellious ones against God, dark-skinned and cursed. That is their story. Racism is a story. The Book of Mormon is a story. Boom. Perhaps our greatest trauma living in the state of Utah is the religiosity of the Mormon patriarchy that says you have no authority to speak. Women, Indians, black people, brown people, gay people, trans, it is only the chosen ones who hold the priesthood over us and counsel us that the only way to heaven is through them. All my life, I was told, and I want you to know this to the students, that I could not speak, that I had no voice, no power except through my father or husband or bishop or general authorities. And then there was the prophet. Boom. I refused to perpetuate this lie, this myth, this abuse called silence. If birds had a voice, so did I. I would tell a different story, one of beauty and abundance, one that is meant to endure. Environmental racism is the outcome of bad stories, a byproduct of poverty. In Utah, yellow cake has dusted the lips of Navajo uranium workers for decades who are now sick or dead. Boom. There is no running water in Westwater, Utah, a reservation town adjacent to Blanding. Local municipalities refuse to provide Navajo families with a basic right, water. Boom. But we are not prejudiced. Boom. If you speak of these oversights, call them cruelties. We as Mormons are seen as having betrayed our roots and our people. These are my people, my beloved people. Boom. This is who I am. Boom. A white woman of privilege born of the covenant. I am not on the outside, but inside. Boom. I am not on the outside or the inside, but the inside. Boom. It is time to look in the mirror and reflect on the histories that are ours, that are mine. We are being told a treacherous story that says it is an individual's right, our hallowed state's right, to destroy what is common to us all, the land beneath our feet, the water we drink, and the air that we breathe. Our bodies and the body of the state of Utah are being violated. Our eyes are closed, our mouths are sealed. We refuse to see or say what we know to be true. Utah is a beautiful violence. Do we dare to see Utah for what it is, an elegant, toxic landscape where the power of oppression ruled by repression are proving grounds of fear? What are we afraid of? Exposure. Boom. Our denial is our collusion. Our silence is our death sentence. The climate is changing. We have a right and responsibility to protect each other. Resistance and insistence before the law. We are slowly dying. We are ignoring the evidence. Awareness is our prayer. Beauty will prevail. Native people are showing us the way. It is time to heal these lands and each other by calling them what they are. Sacred. May wing beats of ravens cross over us in ceremony. May we recognize our need of a collective blessing by earth. May we ask for forgiveness of our wounding of land and spirit, and may our right relationship to life be restored as we work together toward a survival shared. A story is awakening. We are part of something so much larger than ourselves, an interconnected whole that stretches upward to the stars. Coyote in the desert is howling in the darkness, calling forth the pack, lifting up the moon. Will you please join me up on the stage to the dear students?